The creature's meaty back legs twitched, and then it sprang into the air. Nat's instincts kicked in even though her mind was tied up with the horror of the metamorphosis in front of her. She sprinted into the darkness of her dream space. A thin, high-pitched hiss filled the air, its horrible sound wrapping around her. Manala's feet jabbed the ground behind her. She instinctively veered left and felt a slight breeze cooling her brow. Her brain started thinking clearly, and she remembered this was her dream space. She could visualize anything she wanted. She imagined a protective space, and instantly a smooth cylinder thrust out of the ground, lifting her into the air. She closed her eyes and thought of Barbara's orb. She felt blazing warmth around her and opened her eyes to 100 orbs hovering next to her. She focused on the balls of light to make them rain down on Manala, pelting its skin. The creature dodged the orbs and probed the slippery surface of the cylinder for some purchase to cling to. Nat felt the weight of Barbara's old cloak around her shoulders. A dagger hung from her belt. A sense of strength surged through her, and the warrior sister markings of a vine and spear on her arm pulsed. "You're dead!" she screamed at the Nala, enraged. The creature scurried around the base of the cylinder. "I killed you," she growled. As she watched it open its black mouth and bite at the orbs hovering around it, she felt her anger bubble over. The cylinder disappeared. Nat landed softly behind the Nala. She stepped to the side and punched the old wound in its abdomen. The Nala doubled over with a gurgling sound. "What did you do with Soris?" she demanded. It stabbed the ground and vaulted toward her. Nat ducked and spun into the protective light of the orbs. The spheres brightened and locked together to create a blinding wall between Nat and the creature. The Nala dropped to all fours and shifted its weight back and forth, as if it were winding up, ready to strike. Nat closed her eyes and let images roll through her mind. A spiral of wind rose from the ground and lifted the creature into the air. Nat focused on the spiral, making it spin faster and faster. The orbs dispersed, and the wind whipped Nat's cape violently around her legs. "What did you do with Soris?" Her voice rose above the roar of the wind. The Nala responded with a long hiss from its narrow lips. Nat screamed in rage, and the funnel twisted toward the ledge. A human figure shot out of the tornado's eye. Instead of the Nala, Soris floated over the ledge and spun head over heels into the storm clouds of her dream. "No!" Nat screamed. "Nat, wake up!" Nat's eyes flew open. Cal and Viv stood at the foot of the loft bed, shaking her. "Are you okay?" Cal asked. Her eyes were wide, and her blonde hair stuck out at odd angles. I'm okay. Nat pulled away from them, her heart pounding. "You were screaming some weird name?" A deep line formed between Viv's eyebrows. "It sounded like you were yelling, 'Soris?'" At the mention of his name, Nat leaned over the side of the loft and threw up. Viv brought Nat a cup of tea and tucked the edge of a blanket under her legs, swaddling her in the striped chair. Nat's hands quivered when she took the mug. She sipped the hot liquid, burning her lip. Cal wiped the bottom rail of the loft bed a final time. "I am so sorry, Viv," Nat said. The room smelled of vomit and herbal tea. Cal tossed the paper towel into the garbage and disappeared into the bathroom. "It could have been worse. You missed my bed at least." Viv shrugged. She pulled up a small square ottoman. Nat took another sip, then Viv removed the mug from her shaking hands. Cal emerged from the bathroom and sat on the edge of Viv's bed, away from the freshly scrubbed floor. "What's wrong with you?" Cal ran her hand over her hair. "I mean, it's not like I see you that much since you never come home, but even I can tell you're a serious mess." Nat pulled the blanket tighter across her shoulders. "I'm fine." "You're not fine." Cal stood and paced the room. "Viv agrees with me and she lives with you." Nat turned to Viv. Her roommate gave her an apologetic look and said, "Ever since you got back from J-term, you haven't slept well, you're constantly distracted, you've dropped weight. Every time I try to talk to you about what's stressing you out, you blow me off or avoid me." "I was busy like this before."